What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today. ZBCN, that's as it would be pronounced if you are French. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 24th day of June, and here we are at about $0.0041, 6 hours, 25 cents. Pardon my silliness in the beginning there. I don't know what got over me, or came over me. That sounded naughty. 6 hours, 25 minutes left in the day here. We have a little bit of a wick to the downside, and this is actually looking kind of promising, you guys. It's actually very, very, very promising. We're going to get into it, okay? We're going to talk about it here. Again, I still maintain the stance that this, whoop, that's not what I thought I was doing, that this is not the low and that we will go lower, but you stand a chance. You stand a chance to prove that invalid and prove that you have found the low, depending on what you do over the next couple days here. From a high to a low, we'll look at this, we'll just draw it there, looking at the 4-hour time frame. Going from the 382 and finding support at the 236, you guys, we talked about this, right? I said it yesterday. If you want to prove me wrong, this is what you have to do. And you went down, that's great, you know. Bears, if you started celebrating too early, I mean, man, you might be missing out here. On the negative notion, you know, there's not a whole lot of volume coming in. If we look at the 1-hour time frame, a little bit of volume here, but there's not a lot of volume coming in, and I feel like the volume has been very, very telling for ZBCN. Whenever volume starts to die off, especially as you're moving up, it's not a good look. And so with that, I would be a little hesitant here. Just because you bounce here doesn't mean you're going up. But again, what we said yesterday was reject the 382 like this. Come down to the 236 and find support. Typically what you do is you go to the golden ratio. Typically. So if we do get back to these areas here at about 00435, 00435, which we're not that far away from right now. If we can get up there, we likely don't stop there. Likely you would continue to the golden ratio. And I'll tell you what, we get up here, we make a move like that, I'm bullish. C-Zar the bear has gone to sleep. C-Zar the bull is fiercely awoken. And man, we're going to see some crazy stuff happen in a very short amount of time. It's more bullish, I think, to find support just above areas that you would anticipate to go to. That's more bullish, right? Because that means there's not enough selling pressure. There's too much buying pressure for you to get down there. That's actually a very bullish atmosphere to be in. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for us to find support here based on a lot of different things. But the one thing that's very, very critical on a fundamental basis for ZBCN is that area of support right there came directly in contact with our prior all-time highs, right? Prior all-time highs. That's a very strong area of support. And if you get a positive reaction, like we might see over the coming days, there's no arguing it at that point, man. That's the low, right? We're not there yet. I'm not saying that is the low. We're not there yet. It's important to be hesitant, to be skeptical, and to be cautious if you're going to be bullish here. But there's reason enough right now to be bullish, man. I'll tell you what. Another thing that you normally don't do is you don't normally reject the RSI off the overbought zone and then find support above the 50. You don't normally do that. You do in bullish circumstances, though, right? But again, with bullish circumstances, typically with ZBCN at least, when you move up, you have volume here. Your volume's dying off a little bit, and I don't like that. So it is possible, okay? It is very possible that what we could be doing is moving up, closing above this 4-hour time frame here, getting a lower high in the RSI, getting a double top, rejecting the overbought zone, and then coming down. Maybe getting people excited. I don't know. The market makers watched my video last time. They're like, oh, ho, ho. People are going to get excited if we bounce off the 236, eh? All right, say no more. We're going to pump it right back up here and then dump it, double top. It could happen, man. It really could happen. It's possible. So it's important to wait for multiple, right? We said multiple 4-hour candles to close above that 382. And even, I think it was multiple days. We want 2 days in a row to close above this 382 is what it is. So until that happens, reserve yourselves, right? If you're holding ZBCN, there's a little bit of giddiness in the air. I can feel it myself. Even at the cost of my pride, I can feel it myself. But I still very much am maintaining the position that we go lower. Let's look at the short-term stuff, and we'll see if we can configure where you're going from here. Okay, 15-minute time frame, bullish on the 15-minute time frame. Again, not a lot of volume, but I mean, it's not terrible. You're not really breaking out right now, so you don't need volume, I suppose. From a high to a low. Come on now, there we go. High to low, high to, come on, you want to do it. Just give me, okay, there we go to the low. Above the 382 like this, see, 382, 236, back up. You're probably going to the golden ratio, which is at 2042 to 2048. Now, if you go a little bit above there, that's cool. Sometimes you do that. You go to the 786, 886, but I will remind you, if and when you rip above the golden ratio and you stop here, there's a solid chance that you do pull all the way back down. And if you see something like this, you're just upping the chance for that double top that I was talking about to happen, upping that chance for that bearish divergence on the 4-hour to happen. And if you get it without volume to the upside, but then volume starts to come in as you make this move down, we'll see you at 2029 as I'm maintaining my stance on, right? That's kind of my expectation still, even with this. But you can prove that wrong. You're in a position where you can prove that wrong right now. More so probably than you have in a very long time. 1 hour time frame here. A little bit of a double top, right? Bearish divergence there, and you did come down. You came down to where the divergence formed. You went below it, as is very common, and you're moving up now. You're moving up. You found support just below the 50. We love to see it. Good stuff. You broke out of your uptrend, and now you found support here. You're looking to get back into the overbought zone. If you can persist, this is the key thing. And when I say persist, I don't just mean do this. Understand, guys, if you do this, that's not time to celebrate. You have to stay up here. If you do this, you could just very well come down. Just because you take out that high doesn't mean that it's time to celebrate yet. Wait for the daily close. It's very important that you wait for the daily close, and probably even tomorrow. Before you get too overzealous and excited. I mean, if we just move up between today and tomorrow, before tomorrow's close, and we're up at that golden ratio close, which I forget where that price is here. Let's just look at it real quick. If we're up at, what's the price? Come on, man. 20525 or higher in the next, before tomorrow's close, then yeah, we found the low. Okay, absolutely, I think we have. We get above that high, absolutely, I think we have. But until then, I remain bearish, and I keep the stance that we should wait for the daily close to see what really happens here. Okay, 4 hour time frame. Looking at the 4 hour RSI, you did reject the overbought zone. You did find support down here. You've got 2 hours left in this 4 hour candle, and there's less volume now than you had on that one, and I don't like that. As you're moving up, you should be getting more volume. But again, if you are moving up and you're in this relative consolidation phase, I suppose it's not that important to get volume right now. You'd probably want that volume to come in as you're breaking out, as you're seeing higher highs, right? And again, you want volume to the upside, not as you're coming down. If you get a little bit of volume to the upside, but then more volume comes in on the downside, that's whenever you should be worried a little bit, right? And typically, actually, that's what happens normally, right? You get a little bit of volume here, and then as you move up, less volume comes in, and then you get some volume to come into the downside as well. But it wasn't more volume. So what'd you do? You moved up higher. And then what happened? That volume was lesser than your last spike, and then the volume to the downside was larger, right? So, and influencing that price even more to the downside. And then here you're moving down, but less volume. So you had a nice reaction off of that. If you can get to the overbought zone and see a deeper drive into the overbought zone, not barely deeper, not a double top that's like slightly higher, like a deeper drive, something like this or deeper, that would look very encouraging. That would look very encouraging. This 4 hour time frame might hide the truth here, or not even hide it. It might express it very, very vibrantly. So just pay attention to that. The 4 hour time frame. I've got my RSI set to a 10. Okay, if you want to have yours at a 14, which is standard, or a 7 or a 20, I don't care, whatever. But mine's set to a 10 if it gets overbought, and you get a deeper reading than this, and it maintains, good, right? But there's a lot of ifs, there's a lot of things that need to happen first before you get too excited. Okay, we'll talk about the upside in a second, but I am maintaining the stance that we go down, so let's just refresh ourselves on that from a low to a high. The expectation would be that we go down to the 382. It's a very common thing to do. It's actually very uncommon to reach for the 382 and then find support and go up. But man, Bitcoin did it. There's a couple of cryptos that did it recently. It's like the market makers are picking on me and my logic here. I'm telling you guys though, typically this is not what you do. Even though I feel like we are seeing this around the space right now with various cryptos doing this exact thing, Bitcoin specifically. I mean, it's possible. It's possible that was your low. It absolutely is, especially because you have your all-time highs, your prior all-time highs right there. It's a good area to find support. I mean, if we take this from a low to a high, you tip the 1414, which is actually a bullish thing to do. You normally go below the 1414. You don't tip it, so tipping it's actually a very bullish thing to do. And here you are. You actually closed above the golden ratio yesterday. I mean, I'm just saying that's, relatively speaking, that's actually a bullish look. And if you can do it again today, that would be a very bullish look as well. But again, maintaining the idea that we go to the downside, 0029, high, oh, that wasn't the high. That's the low, but that wasn't the high. High to low here, your 1272 lines up with the 382 right here at 0029. They're right smack dab, right there on target. You might be finding resistance here at this golden ratio and on your way down. You found support just below the 1414 of this fib, right? The 1414 of this small fib is less significant than the 1414 of this fib. You found support just below there. It is very typical to go from the 200-886 area and find support at the 1414, so there's a point in your favor. But if you're finding resistance at the golden ratio, which is a lower fib, right? That's the lowest high you've had. You're being constructive to the downside. That's also typical when working your way down. So we're in this kind of area of limbo where I would say it's very important that you don't get overzealous. If you're looking to buy ZBCN, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, here's the conversation I'd have with myself if I was looking to buy it here, okay? If I bought here, I'd tell myself, okay, I'm buying here, I'm committing to it. If it drops 30% from here, which it statistically right now has the probability to do. The probability is in the favor of that, okay? Right now. If I can handle that, then okay, I'll buy. Whatever. I can eat the loss. I could have if I waited 3 days. We saw it, the writing was on the wall. Damn it. Oh well. If you can do that, okay, cool. If you're the type of person that buys here and the 30% drop will shake you out and you'll sell at the low, which is the most terrible thing to do, or you'll try to sell halfway through the low thinking that it's going to go lower. I mean, maybe you get a higher low here and then you come up still and you find support, right? If you're going to do that, if you're going to shake out at all, if you're telling yourself, I'll buy here, and if it goes down a little bit, then I'll sell, like any of that, I would just say no, it's not a good time to buy. If you can buy and hodl through the pain, then okay, yes, I think it's a good time to buy. If you're looking to sell here, same thing. It might not be a good time to sell, man, honestly. Yesterday that was a little bit more clear, but with today's transgressions in the price to the bullish effect, I don't know. I don't know if I would be so keen on selling here, right? Obviously from the high, the all-time high to where we are now, you're not at a good point to sell. So I think the best thing to do if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, is just wait it out, right? If going down here makes you want to sell, just understand you're selling at the worst point in time. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but play a mental game with yourself. If we drop down here, think, okay, if I was perfect, if I was the best trader in the world and I sold the exact top, would I look at this price as an opportunity, or would I look at this price as the death of ZBCN? You'd look at it as an opportunity. If you sold the exact top, you hadn't bought back in, and you see the price down there, you would be fork and knife in hand with your bib on like a good little boy or girl, because there's girls in this space too. Shout out to the homies. You'd find support there and continue to run. Right, that's likely what's going to happen. It's in line with these lows here. I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense that you'd go there. If you go lower than that too, by the way, guys, 0029 does not have to hold a support. I don't think that you break below there, but if you do, it's not a problem. You have other areas. Understand you have other areas that you can find as support that would still be very bullish. And ZBCN is likely one way or another going lower right now and then higher, going higher right now and then higher, whatever it is. Likely ZBCN. Your next target area would be somewhere that's, above like 1.5 cents, maybe as high as 4.6 cents, 5 cents, something like that, right? You've got a lot of growth. I think that you have a 10x move or more coming in, just like you had here. You had a 10x move. I think that you've got something on the lines of that, if not more. This next move from here might actually be bigger. And at the very least, I would think that you're at something that's above 2 cents. I mean, at the very least, you're going to be above 1.5 cents, okay? At the very least, you'll be there by the end of July. At the very most, something around 5 cents, okay? And maybe even higher than that. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves and just wait. Wait and see. If anything exciting happens, I will make another video later tonight, but probably not. I do maintain that in case it's clear, or in case it's not clear at all, I maintain the position that we're going down to 0029. I haven't seen enough to be convinced otherwise, but it is interesting what's going on right now. We can address that. We can accept that, okay? But it's important to wait for daily closes. Oh, also look at this too. I didn't even see this. Weekly RSI. It's kind of, actually not. I guess zoomed out, it looks a little bit better. I was going to say, you look like you're right in line with these lows here, but I guess not. So, another point to the downside a little bit there. But tomato, whatever. You could find support here. Who cares? I got nothing else, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Bye-bye.